Bad decisions, bad choices. I wouldn't say it was lack of ambition because I was very ambitious. I just didn't know how to obtain the things that I wanted, and growing up, everyone I knew either worked 3 jobs or sold drugs. So I didn't really know any other outlets, any other options, and that gauged who my role models were, basically. Like the people who I looked up to was people who, seemed on the outside to have had an easier life, which, as I said, in my community were people who committed crime. There is no easy way out. I grew up, small house, single parent family, the cliche. I was the only child. I didn't really like to spend a lot of time at home, so I was always out in the streets. Obviously, things escalated. I used to start bonfires, used to just, do stuff. I was very mischievous. I had a lot of energy, I needed somewhere to channel my energy. Growing up, I was very ambitious, and the people around me didn't really have much stuff, Most of the neighbours knocking the door for sugar, milk, tea bag. My next door neighbour to my right used to sell the Big Issue. And when I used to go into town, I used to see him, it's quite embarrassing. So, we came from nothing really. But my mum worked a lot of jobs, and the electric meter's still coming on, do you know what I mean? We still never had much money, and it was kind of this ain't the life that I want when I grow up. In my younger years, I went through so many bad experiences and so much stuff. I seen gun attacks, knife attacks, carjackings, so much crime. I was so accustomed to seeing so much stuff every day and, living that life, nothing used to affect me. It's only now when I've kind of realized the value of life and, how it affects other people where I'm, very cautious, more risk averse, you know what I mean? Although my dad was a drug addict, I'd tell people my dad's on drugs. And they say, no, he's not. You'd see my dad, he's 6'3", nearly 6'4", strong. He'd be going to the gym stronger than anybody else. Still look healthy, do you know what I mean? It caught up on him in the end. But for many, many years, he was a drug addict and you couldn't tell, do you know what I mean? I used to run, I used to sprint, and actually I was the fastest in my school. I've never lost a race to this day. I used to beat kids 3, 4, 5 years older than me. And it got to the stage, I remember I was about 12, 13 years old. My aunt used to come and take me to all the events, and it was £15 a month I used to go. So my mum used to be like, oh, you going with your aunt? Kind of get a bit jealous. So then I used to kind of feel bad for going. So then my aunt would say, oh, how's your sprinting getting on? I'd be like, oh yeah, it's great. I went last week, when I never went because, I felt like my mum kind of felt a bit, she couldn't afford it. It made my mum feel a bit small. So I kind of stopped really going to sprinting and just thought, you know what, I need to make a living for myself. And I think the day I brought my first pair of trainers and come home and seen the smile on my mum's face, from there it was kind of yo, you're a man now, you need to learn to look after yourself. I actually got a job from very young. My uncle, who was a carpenter, used to take me on a building site. I was accustomed to making £400 to £600 a week at the age of 15, 16. So I spent my money on cars and motorbikes, so I was driving from a very early age. I was riding motorbikes from a very early age. And that's kind of how I got onto the police radar in the first place, as a little nuisance. So when I was 16 years old, I was having problems at home. My mum wasn't getting on at all. I think I reminded her of my dad, you know what I mean? I wanted to be the man of the house. She, wanted to meet a new partner. I was alpha male, going to the gym, who's this man, he ain't coming in my house. And I kind of probably made it harder for her. Long story short, a lot of things went on that year. My mum called the police on me. I was in the police station. My mum had rows, do you know what I mean? I smashed windows at my grandma's, I smashed windows at my house. I was just a nuisance, you know what I mean?
Why did you smash it?
I think it was a way of I was angry, do you know what I mean? Because I knew, I was basically trying to say, look, just help me. I can be anything I want to be, but I need that support. Do you know what I mean? I'm young, I haven't got the money. I couldn't really get that support. My mum came to me one day and she says, Micquel, I'm moving out in a week. You're gonna have 2 weeks to find yourself somewhere to live. I just shrugged it off. Then the day come, the removal van came, she moved all her stuff out. And I think after 2-3 days of moving little bags and boxes, she was gone. And I was just 16, left in his house, all my stuff still in my bedroom. The whole house is empty. That's how my aunt came heavily back in my life. She's looked through the letterbox. Says, oh, the house is empty, what's going on? So So I said, oh, my mum moved out. She's gone, what? So my mum moved out. She goes, well, you know anyone? She goes, Micquel, you're 16. She goes, you're a baby. What makes you think you're a big man and you can live on your own? I said, I'm nice, obviously. Got money, got a car. She said, nah, forget all that. She said, come in to live with me. I went to live with her. Got a job within weeks. Started selling CDs in town. Was doing quite well. And then I met my girlfriend then, my son's mum. But when I met her, I kind of lost a lot of focus. I was like young, 16, head over heels in love. Like, it wasn't about what I wanted to do in my life. My whole life I'd been chasing about what I wanted to do. Now it was just about being happy, what I thought was happy. See, the thing is, when I first went to prison emulated my local area. It was almost like going to prison was a stripe, like getting your honours at university. Prison for me was Sparkbrook, was Birmingham. I went in there, all my school friends was in there. I remember feeling really embarrassed because I know we say you shouldn't think you're better than people, but as I said, I always had a different plan for my life than them people, do you know what I mean? I always thought I'd end up in a different place. So when I actually was on the wing with him, I'm thinking, oh my days, I can't believe I've landed here. And the first morning's possibly the most memorable. When you come out and you get your breakfast and you think, yo, this is for real, like I'm eating breakfast, like I'm walking up the landing, like seeing all these faces. Do you know what I mean? I've got like 10 minutes to eat before I have to go back behind my door, like the stress, even thinking about it now is horrible. There's a lot of factors that made me lead to the bad decisions that I did then. Being let down by friends who told me to look after me when I come home and loads of other stuff. But that morning itself, I remember getting into the car, not really a care in the world. I didn't have anything to do with the planning of the cash in transit robbery. You know, I was just asked to drive. We drove down to Wales. We had all the signs. The getaway car that we was using had 8 miles petrol in it. The bank was probably 10 miles away and we still went and done it. So it was kind of like, yo, we're here now. We're in Wales. I don't care if the car ain't starting. Do you know what I'm saying to you? I mean, I don't care if the car's got 8 miles petrol. We're gonna have to roll down the hill in neutral and park it somewhere else. Like, we're going to get this money. This is what we came to do. Do you know what I mean? We went, the robbery was committed. On the way back, we got seen changing cars. I took a long chase. After about, I think, 40, 50 minutes of getting chased, fatigued, I crashed the car, ended up in a field in the middle of Wales, helicopters and dogs out. And I sat there thinking, yo, I've only got 5 months left. Like, you're gonna get birded for this. Like, this is gonna be a problem, man. I don't know how you're gonna get out of this one. The 5 years or whatever I never done. I've done it with young offenders, I've done it with my mates, I've done it in open prison. Like, I'd done time then. And even before I went back to prison and got the life sentence for that crime, I thought, if I get through this and if I can come out the other side of this, like, I'm done, finished, so I'll never commit a crime again. The hardest moment in my whole life, when I got my appeal, my aunt come to court, and like, you know, when you watch a film and you see a funeral and you see like the mum mourning, like I looked at my aunt's face and I've never seen her look like that, and she looked like I was dead in a casket. I had some mad sort of vision of me in a casket looking at her face, and I was dead. That's how upset she looked. And I thought, I can't put this woman through this anymore. And I think from there, it's kind of like changed my whole perspective on life. Then in 2012, after I'd been sent back, I was just on my appeal. I had 6.5 years to do another 3 year, 3 months. My little cousin, I watched him on TV win a bronze in the Olympics. I'm thinking, same DNA. I knew it could have been a sprinter. No one else believed me. I thought, it's my time. Like, I'm gonna use my genetics, you know what I mean, to do something when I get out. I looked up on my wall, I had 2 pictures of bodybuilders stuck up on the wall. And it's quite weird because I've had pictures of bodybuilders on my wall since a kid, but I've never really wanted to be a bodybuilder. And then I looked and I thought, bodybuilding. Yeah, I thought I'm going all the way to the top. And I started training differently, started eating more regularly. I started becoming a lot more focused.
First day like when you came out?
Weird, car sick, going too fast, arguing with my aunt. Like, everyone wanted to come pick me up. My mate's like, yo, I'm coming to get you in Lambos for us. I'm like, nah, my aunt's coming for me. My aunt come and pick me up, I remember, and she's doing like 30 miles per hour. I'm saying, slow down, slow down. I'm really happy, she was crying, and I was trying my hardest not to cry. I know in the dark time it's hard to be positive and say, yeah, let's go, but it actually does work. And in the mornings, most mornings when I'm doing my cardio, I watch a lot of bodybuilding motivation stuff on YouTube. And the footage most times is irrelevant for me, but the words, especially from, you know, like powerful films like Pursuit of Happiness and, you know, a couple of stories what I've seen where other people have made it through. And, you know, sometimes people who are moaning and complaining, they look at their story compared to someone else who's got an even more tragic story, which has turned to a powerful story. They've got to kind of weigh up what they're really complaining about and just, you know, stay positive and want better, want more. So what's this here?
It's the get old gym. This is
manual
this is what we
right
do in the hood, innit? You got the bike. Yeah.
How much is the membership for this gym, bro?
£2, G. Put it in the kitchen.
£1
To the kitchen.
£1 on me.
All day.
Blow us a kiss, Mary.
As you can see, I've only put on 2 stone. Quite. Right, that's a test run.
You carry on because I put it in there.
You know what I'm like?
Ate your chocolates. Where they gone? Whoa!
Got him! Ready? Yeah.